Hey, everybody, and welcome back for another episode of The Overlay, a poker podcast brought to you by CCG Poker, Chicago Charitable Games, Chicagoland's #1 charity poker experience. Do you remember the TV commercial? Were you around? You weren't around for the TV commercial?
No.
Well, it's the official.
You pulled the TV commercial up on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I have seen it.
It's not even on the regular CCG channel. It's on my old email address that I don't ever use, like a Hotmail address. But it's super cool. Maybe I'll share it again on the social medias because it's fucking terrible. Like, it's really bad. It looks
what was our budget? What was our budget in 2007?
Oh, I want to go into this because this is pretty funny. 2007, Ken, at CCG. I think I spent the family and I spent like maybe $3,000 in production, and then we had like a $3,000 budget every month that we spent on Comcast in the 07-08 days when like there were like 50 poker TV shows on, and the WSOP, which, Brando, happy WSOP start. It's the WSOP is officially underway as of like 3 days ago. And it's the summer of WSOP, summer. Oh, let me try that again. It's the summer of the WSOP, which is every summer, because who else would go to Vegas in the summer except for the WSOP? Poker players, that's who. $3,000 a month, and we had to sign like a 6-month deal. So it ran for 6 months.
Nice.
And like you could get Poker After Dark episodes. Or what was the original one? High Stakes Poker. That was the original show, right?
That was the original.
That's with Doyle, God rest his soul, and a funny-looking Daniel Negreanu, who's like kind of fat kid, but not yet. Like stupid hair. He looked like he was like in a rejected boy band.
Yeah, stupid hair, no hair.
Yeah, he's gotten much better looking. Money does that for you, and girls, money and girls helps. But we could get like high stakes poker that would run at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning for like $30. So you could do a ton of them during there. Like during a
that was on Game Show Network.
Yeah, during like 30-minute episodes, and they would run like 2 hours worth of episodes. Like 2 episodes back to back. We could have the commercial on like 8 times, and like everybody watched it. And I mean, like if you played poker, like you were watching that stuff, and there was so much poker on TV, and they were doing like WSOP reruns, and the HPT had reruns on television,
and the WPT was big back then too.
And the all of those were pretty inexpensive because they were like super late at night. But I was like, that's kind of our core group of guys, because it's like poker players like don't watch TV during the day. They're doing other things, getting money to play
sleeping.
poker or sleeping, right? And this is also the big full tilt days. So like it was great. I remember the biggest episode we ever did was the ESPN prime time, like day 6 of the main event in 2007 or 8, whatever year it was. And who won that year, Brando? 2008.
Oh, no idea.
Okay, 2008. I think it was like a Hashem or something.
No, it was.
WSOP.
I'm going to say Peter Eastgate, P.S. Hines, something like that. I don't know. I used to know them all. Hashem was like 2004.
Well, Nanad Midik won the PLO championship. But
That's
the
great.
main event, good God, how is this so hard to find? Heads up. Jeez.
Wow, you really just go to Wikipedia.
Bad. Peter Eastgate. Damn it, you got it. $9,120,000. Nice winner, Peter. I got to do a primetime episode, which was like 7 o'clock. It was like the first commercial break, and it was like $1,800 for 30 seconds. It's like $2,000. That's the fastest I've ever lost $2,000 in 30 seconds in my life. But I will say we've gotten some lifelong CCG patrons from that. Mustache Chris, originally found us through the TV poker commercial. So that commercial has paid for itself specifically just by Chris playing. I won't say his full name because I don't want to like out him on there, but if you guys play poker at CCG and you see a guy with glasses and a mustache across from you and like an awesome mustache, that's Chris.
Yeah.
He's probably taking your money and he doesn't bluff into you. Just bluff all the time now, Chris. And bam, he got us through the poker commercials. I guarantee
lifelong customer.
I'm going to see him this weekend. He's be like, I never saw that poker commercial. You're full of shit. That's exactly how he talks too. Anyways, welcome to the WSOP preview / current affairs of the WSOP number 52. Which
54.
one is it? 54? Holy shit.
Yeah.
It's the 54th?
Yep.
Wow, that's a lot. WSOP 2023 schedule. We're going to go over what Brandon and I are going to play. We've got the free roll coming up this weekend. If you're listening to this, it's Thursday, June 1st. 2 days from now, 2 players from CCG Poker are going to make their way to the World Series main event tournament this Saturday. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have it on CCG Poker TV, which cost me nothing versus the $2,000 ad for 30 seconds on ESPN. Should be awesome. What else we could do? Oh, your best way to play with the pros. I don't know. If you like PLO, what you should play. All the good stuff. What to stay away from.
Let's just start at the top.
Start at the top. What we don't like about the schedule?
Skipping the first couple. So Wednesday, which would be yesterday, the Tournament of Champions started.
Yeah, which is great.
That one's kind of a cool one.
It's new, right?
It used to be like top X amount of players in the circuit points list, but now they just gave it away to anybody who won a ring and anybody who won a bracelet. Come play in $1 million free roll,
which I think is amazing. Like I think that is a huge marketing success for the WSOP, and I'm not always a big fan of what they do, and we'll talk about that in a little bit about some of the dislikes about the WSOP coming up. But as far as that goes, I think it's awesome. It's super simple. It makes everybody and anybody who plays a WSOP event think that they've got a chance to get in $1 million free roll, and it makes it where the deal making and the chopping going into those tournaments, because we all know it happens and you're really not supposed to do it at the WSOP. Like, this is a prime example of why it's so important to get that big ring or a bracelet, even an online bracelet. Do they still give away online bracelets?
They do. There's a bunch of online events this year.
I think it's awesome. I think it's really cool. I think you get somebody like Nancy or Valerie, who are CCG, loyal members, play all the time. They've got all their rust off playing CCG deep stacks. They both won an event in Elgin. No, I'm sorry. One won an event in Elgin. One won an event at the Horseshoe and circuit events. And I believe they both played in the Tournament Champions, which is awesome.
Yeah.
It's like a free tournament. It's
free shot at a bunch of money and a free excuse to go to Vegas.
Yeah, absolutely. That's amazing.
Sign me up.
I'm down. I'm down with all of it.
Yeah, first of all, we have to win a ring, though. That's the hard part.
Yeah, some of us
Of course, we're down to play
others.
free rolls.
Right.
That's true.
I can't believe Manoli got to play a free roll before me. All right, so free roll's cool. What else we got?
So the Mystery $1 Million Bounty is going on already right now.
Yeah, Mystery
That's
Millions.
One that you played in last year.
Yep.
Towards the end of the summer, right?
It was actually during the main event. So we started with
that's the end of the summer.
We started with a positive, saying I think the Tournament Champions is really cool. I think it's an awesome way to get people out there early in the series, because a lot of people didn't do that. They wait till in June or July. We're culprits of that. I've never been out, even thought about going out there in May. Like, I'm always surprised that it starts that early. It's like it doesn't apply to us. And I don't like that they went down in price. It went from a $1,500 buy-in to a $1,000 buy-in. And they're doing it way early. So it's like you kind of have to go out there just for that, which is fine, but it's $1 million guaranteed to first, and it's $1 million guaranteed mystery bounty, and obviously anything and everything else underneath the sun. But I don't know. I really liked the 1,500. I loved the fact that it was closer to the main event, which was kind of neat because you got to see so many more people out there. Like, I saw everybody when I was there around my birthday, which is when the main event started. I think it was like day 2 of the main event, and I saw everybody. I mean, I saw Phil Hellmuth. I can't think of anybody else. I saw Brett Owen, Andrew Nemi, like all the vloggers were out there,
Yeah,
Johnny
and
Vibes.
saw a lot too.
I saw everybody. Every Phil Ivey. Like, I'm just walking through Paris and like, boom. I saw Scotty Wynn. I was like, hey, baby, you call, it's going to be over. And he didn't answer me. I think he was listening to his headphones. And he's like, hey, I was just sorry, I was busy listening to this podcast called The Overlay, and it's amazing. I was like, yeah, you called, baby. I got nothing. I did run into him though, which was kind of cool. But like, you don't get that experience if you're stuck to going. I feel like the numbers are going to be way down, being that it wasn't kind of during more of the prime time of the WSOP.
Yeah, I'm not. Maybe we're just discounting because we never go that early.
Yeah, true. It is a biased opinion. But like,
I'm trying to look at because there's a 25K right now.
Yeah.
That is also running along. So that
Mr. Millions does
all the big names
so much stuff. There. It does. There's Wednesday day 1, Thursday 2, Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday starts day 2 of it. So like, it's also like a full on. You're going for like
a week,
a long time, and I don't really see anything else if you get busted. $5,000 mixed, no limit PLO. Now
you do get 1 reentry per flight
per day. Yeah, I exercise
so you could
that.
Really fire that thing 6 times, 8 times
if you wanted to. I guess you're right. You don't need to play anything else. You're just going to rip that. But there's nothing else for you to really play. There's a $1,500 limit event on Thursday. There's a heads up for $25,000. Can't imagine many people are playing that play the 1,000 mystery. 7-card stud for $1,500. Maybe some of the old guys, the old guard. I shouldn't say that because I love 7-card stud, and I would actually like to play a 7-card stud tournament in Vegas. I think that would be cool as shit. Imagine the stories you would hear at those tables.
I think the issue we have early is that it's like a bunch of big buy-ins with like a big small one wrapped around it. Mm-hmm. So there's like nothing else.
Yeah.
Like you look at Friday, June 2nd, there's a 25K. Then the 3rd, there's a 10K. Then the 4th, there's a 5K. Then if you want to play small on the 4th, you got to play online, but nobody traveling is really going to do that.
No.
And then all of a sudden you're on Monday for a $600 PLO.
All of these,
but then that's wrapped around another 10K and another 25K.
How do you know if they're online events versus non-online? Like I'm looking at this no limit
online event number 2.
Oh yeah,
they all say online.
June 4th. I'm looking at like June 4th.
June 4th. So they have event 12, and then they have online event 2 and online event 3.
Oh yeah.
And then event 13.
All right, so but like the $600 no limit hold'em deep stack, that's a live event at 10 a.m. Right? It doesn't say online. It's a live event.
Yes.
Maybe that's not bad. If you go Busto, you could play in that.
That's true. And there has been a big knock on the WSOP for making their buy-ins smaller in general. Because remember, the smallest buy-in you used to be able to play was a 1,000.
Yeah.
It was a 1K.
Yeah.
And then it kind of went down to the 888.
And even that was like super low because they used to do before. It was just like all 25, 5, and 10s. Like that was it.
Yeah, like you're sprinkling like what we have for 600 and 800s now is what used to be 1,000s and 1,500s.
Yeah.
Everything else was 3K, 5K, 10K, 25K.
I get it. They want to get to a broader audience, and lowering the price
100%,
does that.
I get it too.
And it does make it more like landmine-y, right? Because like it's the same principle of like, playing the early bird with 120 people, it's $20 versus, a second chance tournament, which is 2 hours later, and that'll have, 50 people in it on a juicy second chance. So it's like double the money for less than half the people. It's like, well, my odds should be better with the 50 versus the one over 100, right? Like it's just...
Yeah, correct.
The prize pool is about the same, and you don't have to fight as many players. It kind of seems cool. But like some people are like, we're talking the difference between $20 and $40. Not a huge difference for most average players who play poker. Now go from 10K to 25K, and it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
I can't even afford the 10K. Sure as hell can't think about 25. That's good.
You got to remember, it is a WSOP, so the prices should be higher.
Yeah.
So I guess us complaining about not being there being low stakes is kind of stupid of us because it is the most prestigious stuff in the world.
It is.
If you want to go play 600s, go play the daily deep stacks.
Yeah, all the other
or the Win.
Yep.
Or Venetian. Or anywhere else.
Yep. Caesars.
They all got good stuff.
They all got stuff going on right now. All right, what else we got? What's your so you starting out with the mystery tournament, and then what else we got coming up after that?
So cruising through, like you said, there's a small 600.
Can I stop you
but
for
I really
1 second?
wouldn't like.
What's the $300 Gladiators of Poker?
So yeah, you can click on that one.
$300, $3 million guaranteed prize pool. There is got to be a shit house of flights in that one. No,
There
only
is
4.
4 flights.
That's going to be wild.
Players may re-enter twice per flight in this one.
Okay, well, that makes sense.
So this is like a, I mean, they have the Colossus.
Do they still do the Colossus?
They still have the Colossus late in the summer. I'll scroll down so you don't have to. It's like, it's a $400 buy-in. Man, this series just goes forever. Yeah. Colossus Event 70, $400 Colossus No Limit Tournament. And there is flights 7A, 7B. Only a couple flights. And you only can re-enter once. Crazy. So I guess this is going to be like a even cheaper version of that.
Yeah.
Which again, I see. I'm against running these type of tournaments because I just feel like it takes up so much staff, takes up so much everything, table space and players, and it just seems like a lot to go in.
It's why they moved the mystery bounty, because the mystery bounty during the main event, like, it was a shit show. They just did not have enough space to do the main event and a mystery. That mystery tournament turned out to be like a banger of an event. I mean, there were just, fucking crazy numbers.
Floods.
Yeah, like the whole room was busy, and there's 150 people in line for alternates. And as you and I both know, there's nothing they can do. Every table's being used. Every dealer's in. Nobody's getting breaks. And then it's like, on top of that, you got 150 people pissed off about why can't I get in? It's like, well, where do you expect to sit? Like, I don't know. It's like showing up late to the Tyson fight and being mad that you don't have a seat. It's like, well, what did you think was going to happen? It's Mike Tyson. Even though he's 60, I'd still watch him fight people. I want to see Mike Tyson.
That guy's
I want to see Mike Tyson fight Conor McGregor. That'd be awesome.
That would be a pretty sweet fight. So here's a nice little, you could come out like June 6th. I mean, there's a $1,500 no limit hold'em. Then there's a $1,500 high-low 8 or better. Then there's the $300 Gladiators of Poker.
Yep.
And
I mean, $1,000 PLO event.
PLO 8. Yep. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot in that kind of smaller right here, like June 6th through the 12th.
There's another 2-day.
$800.
Yep, I was just going to say that one.
Yep. On the 11th, event 26.
You really got a freeze out tournament for $1,500 on that Monday. There's lots of good stuff. Mixed no limit, pot limit Omaha, $600. Damn. I guess they're getting them out there.
They're running that right now for $5K. They're running a $5K version of this tournament right now. And then event 31's a $600 version. So if you don't have $5K to spend, you can.
Yeah, what's the difference between the secret bounty no limit hold'em and the mystery bounty something or other?
What?
June 14th, event number 35.
Well, it's a 10K.
Yeah, but why is one secret bounty? What the fuck's a secret bounty?
$3,000 from each buy-in will go towards the bounty pool. Bounties will begin on day 2. Players will draw a random bounty prize for each player they eliminate.
What's the difference?
This is a new event for the 2023 WSOP.
I'm just curious, why is it just not a mystery bounty? Because they're not telling you that there's a minimum. Are there fucking whammies in this one? Because that would be awesome.
I don't think there's whammies.
I fucking love whammies. I love the chance that I can win $1 million or nothing. Behind door number 1, you've got a goat. Behind door number 2, a new car. Would you like to switch your doors, Ken? And the answer is yes. You always switch because you have better odds of getting the prize or something.
It's true. You do always switch, but I can explain it to you better later. But off the air,
it just seems weird that they're calling it something different, and it's.
I agree, and I can't find any information on it.
Doesn't say why. $3,000 from each buy-in will go towards the bounty pools. Bounties will begin on day 2. Players will draw a random bounty prize for every player they eliminate. Bounties cannot be redeemed until after 2 p.m. on day 2. It's a mystery bounty, but yet they're calling it a secret bounty because they're not. You know what the secret is? They're just not going to tell us why it's not a mystery bounty.
That is the secret. Mm-hmm. Now, what is the mystery millions? What's the difference here? Top bounty guaranteed $1 million.
Yeah, this one doesn't say what the bounty would be.
Yeah.
It's also a $10,000 one.
It's a 10K. I ain't playing that.
Yeah, me neither. It's cool.
Me neither.
It's cool. All right, after that, event number 36. What's event number 36, Brando?
Event number 36 is a 9-game.
$3,000 9-game mix, which is Brando's pick to
play with the goats.
Play with the goats. Yeah, like if you want to get a chance to play with Daniel Ground, you have Phil Ivey, Phil Hellmuth, freaking anybody and everybody that you've watched, seen, or want to play with, there's a really good chance they're going to be in that tournament, and it's going to be a very small field, which means you've got a great chance of sitting with them. It's a $3,000 ticket for like a backstage pass to like sit at the table with those players. And I would.
And you get to play limits, so you get to play for you get your bang for your buck.
Absolutely, and like again, let's say you don't have any idea how to play any of these games. You just fold your way through. Like you just hang out in this tournament and just like fanboy it up, take pictures, hang out.
Play aggressive in the games you do know, and just fold in the games.
Yeah, I mean they do have. I mean, one of the 9 games is No Limit Hold'em, and then there's Stud, Omaha 8, Raz, Pot Limit Omaha. So I could play those 2. Limit Hold'em, I could play that. So I got 3 of the 9 games.
It's the low ball.
Yeah, it's the low ball. 7 card Stud, high, low. I mean, just watch rounders. I mean, you got to open with jacks or better, and always be betting. You know, that kind of thing. I think that's a thing.
And live tells. I mean, obviously.
Live tells. It's pretty awesome. I don't know.
That would be a tournament. I mean, obviously, it takes a mixed game player to want to play a tournament like this.
For sure. You got to enjoy those games. We enjoy those games, the goofy
But
games.
if you want to, definitely get your feet wet with playing with, the greats of the game. The stars of the game. That'd be the one to punt 3,000 to hang out with them.
Yep. I would consider doing that. It's actually on June 14th. I'm not going to go to that, but like that seems like a cool one. Maybe next year. Well, maybe I'll go earlier.
So then that brings us kind of to 39, which I know is kind of the highlight of a lot of people's summer.
Yeah, it's a monster stack.
The monster stack, and everybody I've been talking to about going out. I mean, you get 50K starting stack in 1 hour levels. So if you're ever going to have a good bang for your buck for $1,500, it's going to be in the middle of the summer here. It's a monster stack. It's kind of right in the middle of everything.
Now it does say that there's no re-entries in this tournament. Players eliminated in Flight A may re-enter into Flight B.
See, I like that. So the bigger the price, the less re-entries we allow. Because you got to remember, circa 2015,
you couldn't.
There was no re-entries in any WSOP tournament.
Nope.
They were all one and done.
Yep. Which makes life different.
Makes everything different.
Yeah, it does. So you get 2 bullets.
Which is
why
they still keep that authenticity as you go up in the buy-ins. Mm-hmm. And now we're up to a 1,500, and I kind of like that. You can just play on.
It's a lower buy-in, but yet it's still giving you that kind of experience of it's a one and done. Now you still get 2 flights, so you get a second chance. There's always like that, little bit of life preserver that they throw to you, but you got to wait till the next day to play, which is fun. I think that's neat.
And I think it's a draw for people that are like, oh, you know what? I'm going to come up with a monster stack. Like, I'll bring 3K, and I'll just play Friday and Saturday.
And hope I make it. And then
hope I make it, and then I cash, and I'm
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
And then I run it.
It's also kind of nice, like, if you wanted to, June 16 and 17 is a Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday is the 18th. So, like, theoretically, like, you don't have to take off work. You could fly out, like, Thursday night after work, take off Friday, play Friday, Saturday, hope you make it to day 2. If you do, and you make it to day 3, Monday, like, you can almost take Friday, Monday off of work, spend 4 days in Vegas. Like, that's a hell of a weekend. Like, that would be the number 1 weekend to go to Vegas. If you were going to go to the World Series, go there, play the monster stack. It's a budget-friendly-esque, right? Because it's $1,500. You could fire 1 bullet in that. Even if you flew out Friday and played Saturday, bricked Saturday, like, well, fuck it, I can't re-enter because, like, you can't. And then, hey, you could play some of the dailies and play some cash games and take work off on Monday, and if you manage to make it to day 4 of the monster stack, well, shit, you're down to a final table. And at that point, you can tell your boss to go eat a dick.
So I just want to interrupt you. Has anybody ever told you should be in sales? Because you just opened that whole promo with, oh, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You don't have to take off work. Your next sentence was, leave Thursday after work, call off Friday work.
Yeah.
So you just open with.
I wasn't thinking about Friday work.
Then
we work weekends, so we'd have to.
Like, And you're like, call off Monday.
Right.
So you went from not calling off work
to calling off 3 days.
2 days of work. 2
Wait,
days of work.
wait, to the end, just going, well, fuck it. At that point, just tell your boss to go eat a dick.
Right.
I quit.
So we went from not calling off work to
quit
over the course of
quitting.
Weekend.
Nice. That's Ken.
But hey, that probably happens if you win the Monster Stack.
I mean, if for the average Joe, you win a Monster Stack, you're telling your boss, suck it.
All right. So after that, now this is one where the Monster Stack is kind of isolated and by itself. And
yeah.
There's an $800 after that.
And it's during Father's Day weekend, too. So I also feel like, in all fairness, like a lot of dads, if poker is a male-dominated sport in the sense of the customers, more of them are male, take that for whatever you want it to be. You could get a pass on Father's Day weekend.
I feel like they kind of went smart with Father's Day on the actual
If
Sunday,
I'm a dad and I wanted to get
the 800
and
then the 50K.
Like, that's a hell of a Father's Day gift. Ladies, when you're listening to the overlay and you want to get your husband or your daddies something for Father's Day, boom, $1,500 and split it up. Get some airfare in there, Southwest ticket, a bus ticket, whatever. We'll take it. Go play the Monster Stack.
I agree. So then, moving on from the Monster Stack, we're now into the week that I show up.
Ooh, you're also there on Father's Day is the 50,000 Poker Players Championship. So at least you could just sweat all the cool players. You just rail.
Yeah, you just show up for the 800 and be like, I'm going to watch these.
Yep, that's it. Players. They probably play right next to each other.
Yep. Then we got the seniors. Wednesday, all the way fast forward to Wednesday, June 21st. I know there's a lot of CCG players
that play the seniors.
That are going out for the seniors.
Yep.
I mean, it's kind of like the Monster Stack of the seniors, and they're kind of close to each other. And I think the seniors for $1,000 is always just going to be a huge.
It's a no-brainer. When I hit 50, I'm going to play it. It is 50,
only have
right?
to be 50.
Yeah. Well, most senior events like golf is 50. When you hit 50, you get to play in the senior stuff.
See, when I think like senior citizens discount, I think like 65.
Yeah, but like it's a wider range. You're going to get more players in there. I think 50 is a good number. You're still young enough to kind of
because they do want to super seniors too.
Do you remember playing at the PLO tournament at the circuit event at the Horseshoe? And those poor old guys played a 1 day and they just ripped it all the way through and they wouldn't let them take breaks. And there were like 5 of them just trading chips back and forth. And it was like 2:30 in the morning and those 80-year-old men were still playing, and I was like, how long have they been playing? And they're coming up on like 20 hours. I was like, this has got to be some kind of like lawsuit on their hands. They started at 10 a.m. and now it's like
the senior starts at 10 a.m. Yeah.
Right, and now it's like 2 a.m. and I'm like, these guys are still playing 3-handed. Like, let them chop. let them go home. Go back tomorrow. I don't know. It was crazy.
Yeah, it seems crazy not to let the old guys sleep.
All right, so seniors event, and then what else you got? What
then that brings us to event number 50.
Yep, Ken and Brando time. What is it?
10K PLO.
10K PLO Championship. That's what the captain and co-captain of Team CCG will be playing this summer for the WSOP. No main events for us this year. We have decided to rock it out at the PLO Championship. So I'm super excited about that. It's on a Wednesday. Which is great. Middle of the week for us non 9-to-5ers. It's kind of a perfect time frame.
It's like our Friday.
Mm-hmm. I'm super excited about that. What else we got? There's a tag team. I've never liked tag team tournaments.
Me neither. Can we talk about the rules of tag team?
Yep. What's this one? Where like you just decide
teammates must play at least one round of blinds at some point in the tournament.
Yeah.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So it could literally be me and Allison go sign up for the tag team. She plays the first orbit, and then I switch with her, and she goes back to the hotel.
Plays the whole rest.
And I play the rest of it.
Yep.
That seems stupid.
Man, it doesn't seem very like team oriented.
It should be forced. It should be forced.
I think that the what was it? The HPT did that where they would just like yell switch, and you were just forced to switch in the middle of the hand.
Yeah, but they were both playing in the same time.
Oh,
I like that.
Yeah, I think
this is only
fun.
One person playing.
One team, one stack. Yeah, I don't know. It seems. I get it. It's too hard to like monitor that stuff. So that's probably why they're doing it because it's just like too much of an aggravation to follow along and make them like do this shit. But like in all honesty, it's like I don't know, man. Like
seems like a joke of a bracelet.
Seems like it's not a tag. Like they should just call it something else. Like I can find a homeless guy in the street, bring him in, and be like, "All right, here's my partner. Sit down," and he has to play one orbit.
Yeah.
Like 9 hands.
So you lose one. Yeah, like 1.5 big blinds.
Yeah, just be like, sit here and fold.
Fold every hand for 9 hands.
And then he's out, and then I get to play. Which I don't understand why anybody would do that. Like, there's no reason to do that. But like, I don't know. It just seems like silly.
I mean, I'm sure there's people that are like, "Hey, man, I'll give you." The people that think they're the best are like, "I want to just play by myself,"
right?
And then they just pay somebody $100 to sit there for an orbit.
Yeah, like if it was me and I was like an Andrew Nemi or like a Doug Polk or Daniel Negreanu, like I would be like, all right, if you're a subscriber, like Mr. Beast, that shit. Be like, all right, if you're a subscriber on my channel, I'm
be my tag team.
Be my tag team partner. And like legit, you get to play the first 3 levels and like that's it. And then just you're done. You're out, kid. Get out. Big Daddy's coming.
I mean, that would be a pretty sweet promo.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I think that would be super cool. Like, and then again, you get to hang around the whole time. And if Doug Polk actually wins it, it's like you still get to take a picture at the like you get to take the bracelet picture with him. Like that would be cool as shit. Like thank you. You're welcome to whomever poker vlogger does this. Tweet it out. Ken's ideas are the best. This is the best idea I've ever had, Brando, and you didn't come up with it. Yes. All my other good ideas are yours. And people are always like, Ken, that's a wonderful idea for a promotion. I was like, thank you. I wish I could take credit for it, but I can't. I do always give you credit though, don't I?
You usually do. Actually, you always do.
I try to. Plus, I have plausible deniability.
So then the next weekend,
Millionaire
Maker.
Yeah.
So the prior weekend is the Monster Stack. And
I feel like the WSOP does what we do and just does the same tournaments and just calls them different shit. Early Bird, Second Chance, Night Owl. Like they have Mystery Bounty, Secret Bounty, Super Bounties, Millionaire Maker.
See, I mean, so the Millionaire Maker is literally the exact same tournament as the Monster Stack, but it's half the chips.
Oh, it is half the chips. I didn't know it was half the chips. Ooh. Yeah. All right, well, the winner is still the Monster Stack.
But yeah, it's
pretty good.
Still a pretty sweet tournament. If you're going to spend $1,500, I'll try and.
You really can't complain about the structure for that. Like you can't. It makes the Monster Stack structure so much better. Like so much better.
And like all the Monster Stack, I think it's the only one that's 50K hour levels. I think like even these big ones that you get 50K in are like 25-minute levels or half-hour levels. Like the Monster Stack really is such a sick structure.
The 10K Horse Championship, which is a limit tournament, which is slow as shit with a bunch of old guys. No offense, old guys. You do get 60K starting stacks, but they're 40-minute levels, 60-minute level, and then 90-minute levels. That's for a 10K buy-in. And it's horse, which is confusing as shit.
Okay, so they used to have a little bit of WSP history here before we wrap this thing up because we're only halfway through the structure of the schedule.
We've had all the highlights. I mean,
that's true.
It is what it is.
The 10K horse used to be the Players Championship,
right?
And then they made the Players Championship a 50K.
Right.
There used to be a 50K horse that was the Players Championship
because it uses so many different games, and like your knowledge of all of these games has to be so good, which is cool.
So now the 50K Players Championship is it's a lot more. It's 9 games. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or it's 7 or 8 games. And I think it's Hold'em, No Limit Hold'em, the whole final table. Whereas I don't know if horse is
no
No
they
Limit
just
Hold'em
stick with horse.
Table. Yeah, they just stick with horse.
There's still a ladies event. There's the ladies No Limit Hold'em in event number 67. Close to making a big screw up there. That would have been bad. Let's see what the structure says for that one. Ladies discount down to 1,000. I like that. You guys, I mean, I it's non-discriminatory. It's a ladies event. If you want to play in it, men, you're going to pay $10,000. And I guarantee you there are I shouldn't say I guarantee. I can't imagine that there'd be many women that would be like, yeah, we don't want him in there. Which if they do, he paid 10 times what you paid. Like, all right, sweet. Like, I think the WSOP has I think
the women should be like, I hope 50 idiots.
I hope 50 morons give us, yeah.
$5 million into our prize pool.
Right. $9,000 bonus to the prize pool. It's just like, that's awesome.
Per person.
Which doesn't happen very often. Super Turbo Bounty. I wonder what the Super Turbo Bounty stacks are.
So then, while you look, go ahead.
20-minute levels.
20-minute levels. And what's the stack?
20K.
Oh, baby.
Yeah. So it's moderately fast.
And it's a bounty? $300 bounty?
No, this is $1,000 Super Turbo Bounty. Oh, yeah, it is a bounty tournament.
Yeah.
Players
so $300 on the heads.
$300 from the prize pool for every player they eliminate. Bounties cannot be redeemed until after 6 p.m. on day one. And that's because there's only $300 bounties. Yeah, that's an interesting one. I give that.
I mean, you knock out a couple guys and you're just free rolling early.
Yeah,
I mean, I get it. You're going to be all in quick.
I don't mind that. And then after that, we start with the Colossus, which against the another $400.
Right, so that's the next big weekend.
Big boy.
That's the weekend.
Yep. That you get 40K, 40 minutes. So, six dozen of one, half a dozen of the other, or whatever that saying is.
And the thing about the Colossus is you can fire. You can make day one, or you can get knocked out on a flight and cash and not even make the end of day one and then just go play another flight. It's pretty sick.
That is pretty sick.
I mean, people that are playing the Colossus are bringing minimum 5 bullets.
Yeah.
I mean, it's $2,000.
It's just a thing.
Tournament.
It's just part of the deal, right? Like,
yeah, it's fast. It's quick. You're getting it in there.
Yeah.
There's a lot of play late, or there's more play late than there is early, which is what those big tournaments should be.
Yep. And then after the Colossus is kind of done and over with at the beginning of July, you come to July.
Wow, July 1st. Look at July 1st. 10K Super Bounty. So it's the same tournament as the 1K, but it's just a 10K version of it.
Whoo. What do you start
They
with?
They do give you some more chips. They give you 60K, but 20-minute levels, and it's a
wow
3K bounty on everybody's.
That's kind of gross.
It's literally just
kind of gross. That's like a shoot 'em up tournament.
Version.
Yeah, that's wild. $1,000 mini main, and then the main event. So $1,000 mini main's not bad. It's obviously $1,000. You get 60K in chips, 30-minute levels. That's probably a hidden gem. It's a good price,
especially when all the best players in the world are playing in 10K.
I didn't even think of that. You're right. This is why I pay you the big bucks to be the brains of this operation.
Yep.
That is a good idea.
It's a tenth of the price and probably a tenth of the caliber of players.
Yeah, I hope I win a mini main this year. It's on my birthday. I actually might play in that because if I go down to meet the team CCG, I do have to fly back out for that. I will probably, you will see Ken play in the main event, the mini main. And if I win, I hope I get a mini bracelet. Should be awesome.
That doesn't fit, or it fits around your pinky.
Yeah. It's like a mini bracelet pinky ring. Yeah, that would be awesome. Actually, I really hope they do that. They should hire us for WSOP, like just to come up with this stuff. Like this is fucking gold for all 8 of our listeners.
Yeah, I would love to play that event 78. $1,500 bounty PLO.
78. Ooh, 77 is lucky sevens. That's a cool one. 777. $1,500 pot limit Omaha bounty. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's another sweet one.
They do have.
It's hard to schedule this stuff out though. Like, how do you schedule? Like, you just flying in and out for these tournaments, and then they're like multiple day tournaments, and it's really kind of a pain in the ass to get hotels, even at the shitty hotels during the WSOP. I feel like it's very busy. But I don't know. It is what it is.
There's a surprising amount of events after the main event this year. Usually the main event, it's like a couple random 10Ks and like a closer.
Yeah, it's basically done. There's tons of stuff. The main event is event
76. They have 95 events.
Wow. Ultra Stack, that's another one.
Events afterwards.
There's a $600 Ultra Stack. That's another like 60K starting stacks. 30-minute levels into 40-minute levels. So, a little bit. I kind of like that. I know a lot of people like to get big starting stacks and have shorter blind levels versus like a medium chip stack and long blind levels. I don't know. I don't know how to play any of them. So,
all right. So last but not least, if you can't come out until after the main event at the end of July, you can come out that weekend of July 14th, event 88. You can play the closer, which is a $1,500. So that's 50K 30 minutes. So that's giving you a monster stack starting stack and only half of the blind time.
Yep.
but still better than the Millionaire Maker, which is double the time and half the chips.
Right.
Which that's what you were saying.
Yep.
So then you can play 80, 88.
It's like the mini main and this one are really good tournaments playing. However, you got more. There should be better players in event 88, the closer, versus the mini main. But go ahead. Sorry.
100%. Then you got event 89, the flip and go.
Yeah, I would love to play in that.
And
can we do a flip and go for the CSOP?
All right. Yes, 100%. So here's the flip and go, guys. The first hand of each flight is played pineapple style, where players discard one of their hole cards after the flop, and everyone's all in with one player advancing per table. If there's a split on the first hand, play will continue with all existing players being all in each hand until one player remains. So they'll just do another all in to get it down to one player. It's not like two players advance. But then you're just in the money of the tournament. You start playing the tournament.
Wow. Now, how much the flip and go cost?
1,000.
Yeah, you just get rid of that. You just get rid of it. You just get rid of it. Like, get out. Bert used to tell me all the time, he's like, why do you waste your time playing 8 hours of poker, not cash? It's just a waste of a day. You wasted your whole day. He was the flip and going before anybody knew that's what they were doing. You just jam it all in 8 hands in a row. Either build a big stack and then you sit back on it and kind of relax and play, just keep playing a big stack, or you're out. Fuck, you get to go home in an hour. This is great.
Okay, so I have just the sickest bit of information to tell you.
Okay.
That it starts at noon, and there's late registration until 4 p.m. Flips will run continuously until a final flip is announced around 4 p.m. There's unlimited re-entries.
Yeah, they should just call it like
4 hours.
It's just a
4 hours of flips.
Of sickos.
4 hours of flips. And then there's a 3-hour break, and then the tournament starts Friday at 7 p.m.
Nice. That's batshit crazy.
I mean, you could lose $50,000 in that tournament.
Yep. And still not get in.
Yep. And then when you do cash, the min cash is like $2K.
It's pretty cool. I do notice that they still trying to push the short deck. They got a short deck No Limit Hold'em Championship, 10K buy-in, short deck. But wow. I didn't see any other short decks. No smaller buy-in short decks. It seems just like one and done. So I think short decks are a really interesting game. I think it's really cool. I think where they lose people is the idea of straights beat full houses or whatever it is, or
flushes beats full houses.
There you go. Flushes beat full houses, and trips beats is not as good as two pair or something.
No, it's trips is supposed to be the straight, but it's marginal that they switched it back now, and it's just because they didn't want too many things confusing.
They lose
just
people on
flush
that.
Beats a boat. That's it.
Yeah,
everything else is the same.
Which I get. Mathematically, it should
play like aces or something like that.
And aces play like what?
I think aces also is the low card, which is a 6 or a 5, or you could make a straight with ace something on 5, 6, 7, 8 or whatever. Ace is the low card also. But yeah, the short deck is more of a Triton thing. It's overseas. It's more European and Asian than it is American.
I think it's a cool idea. It just has not grown.
Taken off.
I thought it was going to explode and it would be the new No Limit and people were going to love this shit, and it never really kind of caught on.
Because it's really like the PLO version of No Limit.
No Limit. Yeah.
But in reality, PLO's just grown and No Limit's just grown in short deck. Anybody who wants to play is just going to go play PLO.
Yeah, you just play that PLO. Gamble. Yep. If you want to gamble. Well, I think that about does it. Brandon and I will be out there. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at The Overlay Pod. I will be posting on that whenever I'm there. I will also post on the CCG poker handle as well. Brandon and I will both be doing that. So maybe, Brando, I'll have you do your takeover for CCG during the PLO tournament, and I'll do overlay, or we'll do one of each or something. Should be super cool either way. I'm excited about it. I can't wait for 2 players from CCG Poker to get to play in the main event. I guess I'm playing the mini main, which I just realized today. Good thing my wife doesn't listen to this. I'll tell her I have to go for work. And yeah, other than that, that's really it. I'm excited. They've got a lot of cool stuff. I think it's the WSOP is something that every poker player should try to find a weekend or a week or just some time to go out and experience it, because I had never played at the WSOP and I did it last summer. and I intended to play the PLO and didn't because I was super jet lagged from my wonderful trip to Italy for a wedding, not my own, but I couldn't get up. And then, it's never happened to me before, I swear. And I ended up playing that mystery bounty tournament, which was a fucking blast. It was amazing. Like I had so much. I fired 4 bullets in that, and I fired 3. I had to do 1 re-entry the first day, and then the second day I made it both days. First day I did 2 re-entries, and the second day I only was in for 1 bullet. It's $4,500, and I got nothing to show for it except 2 full days of poker. But I mean, I played down to they play almost down to the money in day 1. I think you do play down to the money, and
you do because the bounties start on day 2.
I got super close both days, relatively speaking. I mean, I was within 60, 70 players. But when you start in fields of 3,000, it felt good. I was proud of my no-limit play, considering I do not find myself to have any confidence in the no-limit world, and I felt like I played pretty good. And I was texting Brando, my coach, about all my stuff, and you gave me some compliments. I don't even know if you remember that.
It's pretty good.
But anyways, thank you for listening.
My last word of advice would be you don't have to force everything in the WSOP. Pick out the stuff you really want to play in the WSOP, and then you can just fill out the time with other series in other places.
Check the other
whatever
stuff.
Hotel you're staying at probably has a series going long.
Get on Poker Atlas.
A little 400, a little 600. Yeah.
Get on Poker Atlas.
Bravo.
Get on Poker Atlas. Poker Atlas is great because they'll list all of the Bravo stuff, where Bravo doesn't list anything that doesn't use Bravo, but it's down there, so you can kind of get it from everywhere. But Poker Atlas is really good, especially for the tournament players. Not so good for the cash game side, like knowing what games are running when. That's really a Bravo thing. But if you're looking for tournament schedules, kind of what's going on, they're really, really good about keeping that shit updated, especially during the WSOP. I feel like that's the best gift to poker players. We use it in Texas. We use it in Chicago. It's a really good system for what it does. So, yeah, get on Poker Atlas. If you just go and play something, even if you just play a $600 deep stack, that's a 2-day tournament, whatever. That's awesome. Just play that. Get something. Go out there once this year. It's a blast.
Get something. I mean, there's 3 big weekends right back to back to back.
And they're very budget friendly, and you can find rooms. I mean, there's so many places you can stay, and you don't spend time in the room. Who cares what it looks like? My brother's always like, "Oh, that room sucks." I'm like, I don't plan on being there. I'm going to be in the Venetian poker room the whole time.
Flamingo.
Perfect.
Flamingo, $40 a night.
You could be staying in the same room Donny Osmond's in. I think he still plays there. Which is great. I love Donny Osmond. Thank you for listening, as always. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. Share us with your friends. If you're playing at the Vegas, or if you're playing at the WSOP this summer, make sure you look out for Brandon and I, and we'd love to catch up with anybody and everybody who listens. So whether you're from CCG land, Paramount in Texas, you just found us randomly on the internet, we're super fun. Come hang out with us. We'll probably try to flip and go you. Last thing. My wife sent me a TikTok of Lisa Vanderpump playing in the Mystery Bounty Tournament at the WSOP with her little tiny dog, whose name is Harrison, asleep.
She's really
asleep on it. Yeah, she's got a couple of restaurants and stuff at in Caesars. So
and they're doing BravoCon
in Vegas. That's right. So anyways, my wife's like, "Oh my God, Lisa Vanderpump plays poker." I was like, that's super cool. And her dog's asleep. Her dog's asleep on the table, as her chip protector. The guy next to him, this Asian guy's rolling his chips in his hands, and he misses one, and it rolls underneath the dog, and he's trying to get it out. I'll send it to you. It's hilarious, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time. Lead us out of here, Brando.
Farewell. Good luck.
See you, everybody.